Hey, I'd like to share a story with you that you might find helpful about food. My name is Lee. I'm one of the group leaders here at iDiet. I was having a conversation this evening with some of our group members about food, obviously, and we were talking about how people use food to change their state, change their emotion, how we create meaning around food. And it all started when I was thinking about my own relationship with food as a child and how my mother cooked. I was lucky. My mother always cooked a complete meal. She was very good about that. And so for me, food meant safety and security and consistency and time spent with family and love. And it was interesting having this conversation with other people in our iDiet community because there were similarities and differences that were common to all. We were all different in the same way, almost. I can explain. Some people had a similar experience to me with the mom who cooked every night or almost every night, or always, the family always found a way to get food on the table. Others, there was less food security and things were more erratic. And regardless of whether there was a lot of consistency or a lot of inconsistency, everybody formed a relationship with food based on the experiences that they had. Some of them were that food meant, like I said, safety and security. Some of them, it was more that food meant that a little more panic. The relationship was a little more fraught, right? And so maybe now that you're an adult, you need to stockpile more food because you had an experience in the past that had that caused you to assign a meaning to food that food may not always be there, right? So you want a little bit extra, and that will affect your relationship with food. You know, what's interesting about our relationship with food compared to other things, like if you want to stop smoking, for example, you can decide, okay, I'm never going to smoke again. I'm just not going to touch a cigarette again. You can't do that with food, right? You still need to eat. So we need to cultivate a healthy relationship with food rather than no relationship with food. We have to have a relationship with food. And that's where this conversation was. You know, what meanings did we assign to food and meals and eating when we were kids? And how does that relate to our relationship with food as adults now? What meaning do we assign to foods now? We all have rules about what food means and how you should eat and what's a proper meal and when to eat, when's it appropriate to eat, how much to eat, what kinds of foods to eat, what foods do I like, right? And we all use food to manage our feelings, to manage our stress. That's one way in which everybody was different but similar in this conversation. And I'm sure the same is true with you. We all use food to manage our emotions, whether it's stress eating before a meeting, or stress eating after work, or eating out of boredom, or eating to manage some other kind of emotion. We all do it, right? It's a common to the human experience. I think of it as, like, I call it the chewing meditation. You know, it's really a great way to focus your attention, to focus on the sensations and the flavors and the smells and the experiences of the meal while you're eating it. You can narrow your focus, narrow your attention. It can be very helpful if there are thoughts you want to push aside or you don't want to focus on something, but that only lasts as long as the food lasts, and it can become maladaptive, right? So that was part of the conversation we were having tonight. And I wanted to open that topic up with you. If that sounds interesting to you, that's the kind of thing that I talk about when we run groups here at iDiet. I will be running one of our introductory groups starting next week. It's called Engage. You can check it out on our website. The link is going to be in the description and somewhere clickable on this page. It runs for 12 weeks. And it teaches exactly how to lose weight scientifically, based on Dr. Roberts' very deep work of more than 20 years and 150 published research papers. We know exactly how to lose weight at exactly the healthy rate for you. Not the rate that the ads say that somebody who's ridiculously successful at weight loss and maybe had a lot of extra help loses, but the rate of weight loss that's good for you and your body at your stage of life, at your age, with your number of kids and your life experience, right? It's different for everybody. but we know what to do. We're very good at it. And this is the class that gets you started. So you can check it out. I'd be happy to see you in the group. It starts next week, but you have to sign up by this weekend in order to get in, okay? If this was helpful, check it out. There's lots of resources on our website. We have a blog, we have articles, we have more videos you can watch. We have food recipes, you can download a cookbook, lots of stuff to look at. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks for listening.